Alright, it's officially time to get this thing back running. Alright guys, if you did not watch our Daytona video, the dyna almost didn't make it. So coming back, I think I got a clip of it in the back of the truck. I'll put that in here. Well, I'm wondering if we figured out what was wrong with the bike. Because at first I was wondering if the fuel pump wasn't working anymore. It's leaking gas pretty good. I'm guessing maybe it was leaking gas yesterday and I didn't notice it. I don't know if it was leaking that much, but yeah, if you're not getting good fuel pressure, I guess it's not going to run pretty well. So I'm going to see if I can't do something about it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But it almost died on me. It kind of did. We were coming back. The bike was super, super hot and like just really hot to the touch. We got back to the house and this was loaded up in my buddy's truck. And he trailered it down for me. I was driving my truck full of, you know, all my merch and stuff. And once we got back to the house, met back up with him. We're gonna start it up and load it up. It wouldn't run. It wouldn't start. It was acting like the fuel pump was dead, or it was getting no compression. It had me worried there for a minute. But I ended up pulling the main fuse and popping that back in, and it cranked up. Still very hot. So we ran it down the street, found a nice ditch, got the bike loaded. Well, the next morning, it was pissing fuel. So I'm hoping that that was the problem. It was low fuel pressure, so it was running lean, and just, you know, that was all my issue. So we ran it to my buddy's shop, Pipe Dreams up in Virginia, and got the parts to fix it, got him to order it, because nobody had it locally, so I'm going to order it from my local shop. And I give a little money in his pocket because he'll help me if need be. Always support your local shop. But we're going to try to fix it. Now, of course, I spent a couple hours there hanging out and talking. It's been a while since I've seen him. So I don't know if we're going to fix it today. But we're going to wrench on it pretty quickly and get it fixed. But let me show you what we're doing. So this is the culprit right here. The fuel was leaking out of here pretty bad. So the plan is we're going to replace this. It's got a hose that comes up into here. So we're going to take this off and it plugs into the fuel pump. They do make a rebuild kit, but honestly, the rebuild kit is 20 bucks and this whole unit was 33 bucks. Now you do have to buy the gasket for that, or at least you should. I did, just because of how old this bike is, but more likely you can probably get away with not buying the top gasket, but I still would probably buy the gasket if you want to do it right. But I don't want to try to rebuild this thing and screw it up, you know, or it not work out for me for only 10 bucks. You know, I'll buy the gasket, screw it. I want to do this job once, not twice. These are our parts we're basically replacing. You got the new valve and the hose that goes to it, and then there's that top gasket. We got the dash off pretty easy. We need to pop this open and gain access to the fuel pump. Alright, so I took the top off here, took all those little screws out, got a little connector. That's the gasket we're going to be replacing. Honestly, this gasket is in pretty good shape. We're obviously probably going to replace it because I don't really have another one of these laying around. I mean, I guess I technically could throw this back on and just save that, but let's just replace it. Let's actually be good for once and replace it. So I didn't quite know how this was going to look inside, but I'm pretty sure you just have a little quick connect there and it goes right into here. It makes it super easy. I didn't know if this was going to be like a hose that you clamped or how exactly this was going to go. I did get a hose clamp from them. The one video I watched, it was a different setup and they needed to have a hose clamp. But I don't think we need to do that, which is great. Honestly, I think all I'm going to have to do at this point, I'm pretty sure this is loose in there, and it's just going down to that. It does help that the tank is pretty much empty, because we had to empty it out on the back of the truck before we left, so we weren't driving down 95 with a bike just, you know, slinging gas behind me. The wife is home. I am on a time frame. She brought home food. I still have to shower. I still have to do orders, eat, and go to sleep. I am super thankful for all the orders that always come my way. I try to ship them out next day if possible. And speaking of that, let me show you something that makes this job easier, and of course riding the bike. That is our bar bag. I've been keeping my ratchets in there while I work on it, since I'm working on that real spot. But the material itself is waterproof. The zippers are water resistant. We might work on something later to get that a little bit better. But for 45 bucks, this bar bag is really nice, and I think one of the best on the market at that price point. It has MOLLE attachments on the back. It comes with the Velcro straps, so you don't have to do anything. So if you got T-bars, you got any type of straight bar, riser, whatever, you can hook up this bag and it works great. So now let me get this valve out and see how it really works in there so I can show you. Alright, I didn't think about the fact that this bike was strapped down straight up when we got all the gas out. I just got gas all over me. So it looks like I'm going to be finishing this job before I go in the house, or my wife will kill me. Alright, these are the two valves put together. The one on the right is the bad one. I don't know if you can see in there, but the O-ring, that deep O-ring, is folded over. So that's what's leaking all the gas out. We probably could have taken this apart and picked it out and maybe put a new one in there. But I mean, this whole assembly is 35 bucks. That gasket was probably fine. So in the future, I'd still just replace this and maybe not worry about the gasket. All right, yes, I was not allowed to come inside to eat. I smell like gas pretty bad. So I got set up a little table that I can ingest the gasoline while I eat my Taco Bell and finish this up. Honestly, we're almost done. Like, it's pretty easy, you know, even for an idiot like me. All right, so we got this installed. Hopefully it should fit. I don't want to put that in there until I get a little bit of Vaseline on there for the O-rings inside. And we've already clipped that into place. It is easier, I think, to tighten that up before you push this in. Yeah, it's in place. Put that back down. We just got to basically put everything back together and see if she'll fire up. All right, with any luck, it's going to start. All right, overview real quick. We put some Vaseline on that, put it up in there. That should be tight. We tightened up all the little tiny screws up under here with the new gasket. We just started slow and got the gasket lined up and just went in a star pattern to make that going. And just did it kind of slow, setting that new gasket squish in there. And these bolts are kind of hand tight, just so it doesn't really like move around. We put some gas in there. I did not have as much gas, and no, that's not diesel fuel. That's actually regular fuel. But I did not have a lot of gas, not as much as I thought. I'm sure it'll crank and run, but probably not going to take it for a test ride tonight if I get it running. I haven't even tried to start it yet. I'll take that gas can with me tomorrow and get some more gas to put in here, and we can actually take it for a ride. Because the gas station up the street does not have 93, and I don't want to get stranded on this thing. So we're going to have to wait till hopefully tomorrow to finish this up. But let's see if it'll run. All right, got power, and I'm going to cycle the power a few times. I don't know if you can hear that fuel pump, but we're going to do it a few times and try to get that moving. It's probably going to have to cycle the power completely. But we'll do that a couple times and try to get as much, the fuel pump primed as much as possible. All right, we did that 3 or 4 times. It's in neutral. Let's see if this thing, let's take that off, even though it is magnetic. Let's see if this thing will run. All right, it runs. Make sure it doesn't leak. Not bad. So it might be okay. Alright, it started up real quick like it always does. This starts up way faster than my 2010 ever did, way faster than my Road Glide does. Just cranks right up. So that's good. We're going to tighten everything up, button everything down, and we'll check it again tomorrow. We'll take that gas can with us to get more gas. So I'll see you tomorrow with the bike, and hopefully our road test goes well. Alright, we're back from work. I got some gas, put it in the bike. We're still going to probably go up and maybe stop at the gas station. It's going to depend on what the light looks like. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, this thing's going to run good, not get too hot, and most importantly, not leak. It's got the bike all ready to go. We threw our prototype saddlebags back on because we're still testing these. Want to see how they're doing. And yeah, let's hit the road. Stopped. We didn't need gas, so we didn't go to the gas station. I don't see anything at all. We're going to sit here for a few minutes and see how much it heats up. It was really hot in Daytona, so we're going to sit here with no air moving and see what happens. Alright, we are back at the house. The bike did great. Like I said, we sat at the parking lot for a few minutes, let it heat up. It did just fine. The bike is just like normal temperature. It's not extremely hot like it was in Daytona, and I know we were in Daytona, but it was not a hot day, and there was no traffic, and we're just riding normal. And to get back and it to be that hot, I knew there was a problem. So I'm glad the temperature is down and we're not leaking anything. I've checked a couple times. Doesn't appear to be leaking. The tank's not completely full, but if we were leaking, it would show. So yeah, the bike did great. I'm happy with it. So that's gonna wrap up this video. I know I probably look a little weird. Your boy got a haircut in between filming yesterday and today. But you know, if you don't mind, hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and as always, keep it wretched.